Welcome to Envisioning Success, the weekly podcast where Laura DiBenedetto and Julia Becker Collins share tips, suggestions, and stories to help you succeed in business. In today's episode, we're giving you the ultimate guide to make sure your marketing isn't undervalued. From measuring data and investing in market research to customer testimonials, we'll show you how to elevate your marketing efforts. And here's Laura and Julia.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Envisioning Success. I'm Laura, joined by Julia. We are super pumped to talk to you today about awesome stuff, just like every episode. If this is your first time here, thanks for being on the show with us. And we're doing the show for you. We want you to learn. We want you to make more money, have more fun while you do it, and quit getting it wrong. So you're definitely going to want to listen to several episodes back and just really kind of learn and catch up. There's a lot of stuff here. You basically get a free marketing education by listening to our show. And you get the privilege of our stupid jokes. Yay. Those are on the house. So today we're going to be talking about how sometimes marketing is undervalued. It's probably not a conversation that you want to have, candidly, but I would encourage you to listen anyway. But this is a conversation that we want to have because we understand what good marketing looks like and how oftentimes people will sleep on an excellent opportunity or they'll just be like, I don't need marketing because they don't really realize how great it is and what kind of a potential it can really hold for your business. So we're really hopeful that this episode can bring you a lot of, new philosophies and new thoughts around how to do this so you can invest wisely because you don't want to invest poorly. Now all I can think of is the knight from Indiana Jones. You have chosen poorly. Don't choose poorly. So this is going to be a good one. I mean, listen, objectively, I can tell you, you have no business doing your own marketing plan. Sorry to be so blunt, but I have no business doing my own surgery. And it's not because it hurts. It's because it's a specialized skill. And one of the things that actually grinds my gears is when people assume that because there's a low barrier to entry with marketing, that it's easy and that the people who have entered at the low barrier have competence. They don't. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, unless you are a marketer by trade with an education and a lot of experience, this does apply to you, but there's freedom in knowing that because that means that now you have a different objective. Your objective is not to necessarily try to be the amateur playing in a pro game and wondering why you're failing, but instead, let's help you get better at knowing what good marketing looks like. And then in another episode, we can help you to find a marketer that's really good for you. Didn't we do an episode like that before?
Yes. Way back. Like first couple episodes. I will also say that you're hearkening back to a recent episode where we talked about marketing myths of can my high schooler run my Facebook page? And I will say what I said in that episode because it still remains true. Just because somebody can post on their own social media page does not mean they should run your business's social media page.
Right. And the rationale for that is it's probably more than you may have thought of. So go with me on this for a second. It's not easy to create content that moves someone else to take action and contact someone. Posting is not enough. The action is posting. That's a thoughtless activity. You think, but it's not. You need to know when exactly to post. You need to be interacting after the fact. You need to make sure that you're driving people to the thing you just posted. So I think a lot of people really screw this up, but let's put it this way. I could go out and drive a race car today, but I would probably drive it the same way that I drive to Costco and Publix. I'd go the speed limit and really not push it to its limits. I get there without crashing. Everybody wins, right? But if you put a race car driver in a race car, you're going to get better results. So this is why you hire professionals because, just because I can drive the race car doesn't mean I should.
I would also say that you don't have the time to drive the race car or learn how to drive the race car because while marketing might seem simple, it is, as Laura said, challenging, difficult. You want people who know what they're doing to figure it out, but also it is incredibly time consuming. And in order to do it the best way and the right way, it is a literal full-time job. Because if you are just posting, like Laura said, you're just creating a digital brochure and it will just live there in static imageness, and that's it. And you're not going to get anywhere with it. The whole point is to have engagement.
Right.
And to drive engagement, you need to participate in the process, which takes time.
Yep. I'd say probably the easiest way for people to understand all of this, as much as the race car metaphor is fun, and I have, been in a race car with, thankfully, somebody else driving the damn thing. The best way to really probably think about this is actually it's a lot like dating, right? You have to really kind of put your best foot forward. A lot of people will think marketing is, I just have to get my name out there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've been hearing that for years. No, that's insufficient. That's like being like, my name is Laura, and expecting someone to come and put a ring on my finger. It's not going to work that way, right? It's not going to work that way for you. You need to, be on your best behavior. You need to impress someone, talk to someone, really care about the other person, have them get to know you. Marketing and sales are a lot like dating. It's the know, like, and trust. You don't marry someone you don't know, like, and trust. You don't hire people that you don't know, like, and trust, or at least you shouldn't, right? So if you think about it in those terms, if nothing I've said so far really sticks, that might, because I'm guessing you've gone on at least one date in your life and you probably had to, engage with the other person and talk and do all this other stuff. If you haven't, I cannot account for your social skills. I hope at some point you leave your mother's basement, and I pray for you. But other than that,
I will say, so this is a little bit of a side trail, but there's a guy in my BNI group who married his girlfriend from kindergarten.
Aww.
And they have been together. They have 4 kids. He's late 30s. They've been together since kindergarten. So I'm going to assume he's never been on a first date.
He's the exception. That's cool.
He's very much the exception, but also I don't like
exception.
Yeah, I will also say I don't like
on a first date when they were in first grade.
Right.
It's like,
so the
you want some
playground for chips or something. But that being said, I mean, I find it weird. So
you would
100%. Do you? I don't like anybody I went to K through 12 with. No.
My first kiss was in kindergarten.
That's also weird.
Well, it didn't mean anything. It was like kissing a lamppost, but Justin Krukas, if you're out there, I remember you.
Oh my God.
I don't know why that happened. I mean,
wow.
Whatever. But anyway, hey, whatever. There's a 0.0% chance that he's listening to this show, but if he is, hey, hope life's going well.
It's fine. The guy from my BNI is also not listening.
Too bad. You should be like, hey, we name dropped you in one of the episodes. Have fun listening to figure out which one it was.
I know. As this is the 60th episode, I hope you enjoy all 60.
That's diabolical. I approve. I approve.
Thank
I
you.
like the evilness that exists here. All right. So you get the dating metaphor. It really does check out. And when you think about what really good marketing will do for you, it actually checks the box of it gets people to truly know you, to like you, to trust you. I've said this before in other episodes, but this one we're really kind of hammering this home. It's really super important for good marketing to do that. So one of the first things that I'm going to give you for advice today is about measurement. You need to actually measure everything. It's important because a lot of people will make the mistake of throwing out marketing, hoping that it works, probably getting some results, but not knowing what to attribute it to and not knowing the volume of results, and you don't know your numbers. Numbers don't lie. So you want to be able to implement systems that can measure the impact of your marketing activities and see how much know, like, and trust is built up in each one of those. And if it's actually participating in your success. If it's not, get rid of it. If it's really helping you to do that, great. Now, to be clear, let's say you're doing Facebook marketing, organic marketing. It's not enough that you put content on Facebook. Like we've been talking about, it's imperative that people know you, like you, and trust you. And if it's not checking those boxes, then it's may not actually be the tool you're using, but how you're using it.
Mm-hmm. Please don't do spaghetti marketing.
Yeah, which is why, the kid next door probably shouldn't be doing your marketing for you.
Yep.
And with all due respect, you probably shouldn't be doing your marketing yourself unless you happen to have an incredible knack for it. And some people actually do.
Yeah.
I know some folks who have built up incredible success for themselves because they're just really good at it. These are people with natural charisma, or as the young people the kids say, the Riz.
Oh my God.
I know. But if you're really good at it, I've got a friend here in Jacksonville. He's got an audience of like 4 million people because he's really, really good and focuses on doing one thing super, super well. Great.
Right.
I'm not saying you're 100% going to suck at this, but most people, I'm going to say probably about 97%, that's probably really fair, are not equipped to be really excellent to the level that they need to be at it. And that's why, you want to have someone to do it for you, do it well, but also make sure that they do actually know more than you. And they've got the success trajectory to prove that the know, like, and trust factor is there with other things.
Right.
What's number 2? Tell them what they've won, Julia.
Number 2, communicate results. We love communicate. It is a core value here at Vision Advertising. Communication is very important in all ways in business, and communicating results also part of that. Regularly and timely communicating the results and successes of marketing campaigns to the business in general can show their value, demonstrate the value of the marketing efforts. Again, this goes back to getting buy-in, especially if you are, say, your middle management or a VP, and you're trying to demonstrate the value of the communication efforts, of the marketing efforts to people that really don't understand it. They're not going to understand it if you don't explain it. The other side of that is we communicate regularly to our clients with results and successes. Hey, this campaign is doing really well on our end. What are you seeing on your end? This reel that's promoting registration for summer camp has 3 million views. We're so excited about this. We're seeing an increase in follows and click through on forms. What are you seeing on your end, et cetera? So keeping up that regular communication so that everyone is on the same page and you can see the wins and you can get that buy-in.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's also important sometimes, let's say you have a business partner, right? You're responsible for executing the marketing at your company. Maybe your company's on the smaller side. Maybe your business partner hates marketing and thinks it's stupid. Prove that it's not.
Right.
So reporting goes up, down, and laterally. At the end of the day, you really do want everyone to have buy-in. But this is why you do this, is because you want people to get behind what you're doing. You want everybody on the team to understand why you're doing what you're doing. You want your sales team to understand, hey, we're investing in your success and bringing leads to you. You want your shareholders. Let's say you have a larger company, you're in the you're up in the millions and the 8 figures, the 9 figures. I hope so for you, right? If you are, you're going to have stakeholders and shareholders that you need to report to. Well, they really want to know what you're doing and that it's effective. You want people to see the value in what you're doing successfully. That way you will have the freedom and the trust to execute those things on behalf of everyone that's involved.
Yep. Agree.
Yep. So that kind of, brings me very nicely and neatly to point 3, which is educating the stakeholders. They really need to understand what the role is. And the education is important. It's not just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? How well it's working, maybe what lessons you've learned, and what role it's playing in converting strangers into customers and helping you to retain. Education is so important. And that's that whole communication thing that Julia was just talking about. It's huge.
Yeah. I mean, so personally, I'm on the board of directors for a nonprofit and I chair the communications committee. And one of the things I do at our regular meetings with the full board is educate and communicate the results of our communication efforts, not only so that they can see that things are going well on our end and how hard we're working, but also so that they understand that I might not be available for another committee because I'm very focused on this committee. So really not only showcasing the value that you bring and the efforts that you're putting forth, but that it is a lot of work and that it's work that's really bringing together a lot of pieces and that you are providing value and it has a high ROI.
Yep. Amen.
Yeah.
So let's talk about point number 4.
Point number 4, to invest in market research. You want to show how insights you've gained from marketing efforts inform product and service development and the possibilities for market expansion and the strategy that would go into that. Market research is something that oftentimes, unfortunately, is kind of brushed aside as something you don't need, but I promise you it is worth it to invest the time, the money, and the expertise in it so that you can see, okay, I've done this. What else can I do with it? Can we expand based on this? Do we have opportunities for new products or services? Or should we be really going whole hog on this one vertical because it's showing such great opportunity?
I personally feel like market research is, it's worth its weight in gold now. A lot of people have the assumption that all marketing research or market research is expensive. Some certainly is, but it depends on what you're researching and what kind of breadth and depth of knowledge you need to get before you go down the rabbit hole on something. Let's say, for example, you need to do market research for a software product that you are contemplating launching and you need to get investors and millions of dollars involved. Yeah, that's going to be expensive market research. But let's say on the very other end of the spectrum, it's just you're just getting a company going. You can do a small market research project yourself. It won't cost you a penny, but it will take time. So you, please, for the love of God, listen to Julia on this one. Take it seriously, invest in it. When we say invest, we don't always mean money. We mean money and time. Time is really, really important. To me, that's the more important metric. Money you can make more of, time you can't. I mean, honestly, our clients know that. That's why they hire us. It's because, they want to get it right. They don't want to tinker around with getting it wrong, and time is extremely important to them. And yes, they want to see a return. So, yeah, man, absolutely. Market research all day long. So let's talk about the last point here. Highlighting customer success stories. You will have skeptics on your team as you grow. If you have one person, you might be your own skeptic, and that's okay. It could be your spouse that's kind of like, what are you doing? Right? Unfortunately, I mean, it's happened many times. We have had conversations with business owners who need to get their spouse's buy-in before they make an investment in their company. And the spouse will always put the brakes on it because they're skeptical, as they should be, right? But you need to be able to provide success stories, evidence, research, market research, all of these different things to help the skeptic in your life. Could be on your board of directors. It could be your customers. It could be your staff. It could be just you. It could be anybody. Skeptics are everywhere, turns out, and rightly so. Okay. But use case studies and testimonials to help you make sure that you're doing the right things. And you can get case studies and testimonials from people like me and Julia when you're thinking about hiring somebody like us or us in specific. Hey, do you have case studies and testimonials? Yep, we can give you those. That way you can bring that to the skeptics. Or I want to do this on my own. And same thing. You need to document what you're doing. So, so far this episode, we've talked about 5 things. 1, measure everything. 2, communicate results. 3, educate stakeholders. 4, invest in market research. And 5, highlight the customer success stories. Number 5 kind of actually pulls from everything else. I think it's a really good summarizing point. But ultimately, the main message that Julia and I would really like for you to walk away from this episode with is that marketing is great, pays you well when you get it right. And you should not necessarily discount marketing in general if one thing you've done did not work out for you, could have been the wrong approach. This is why people like me and Julia have jobs. It's because it's hard. So give yourself a little bit of grace. But I don't know. I feel like if you take this really seriously and you realize that good marketing is worth its weight in gold, it will help you to be more judicious about what you do, why you do it, and be able to defend it.
Yep. Hard agree, as per usual.
Yes, huge. All right, folks, that puts a bow on this one. This whole 4-episode arc has really been about like delegation. This one probably a little bit less so, but even still, it's important that you know how to delegate your tasks, delegate to people, delegate to robots, how to delegate correctly and justify what you've delegated and how to cut out what you've delegated that didn't necessarily go well. So I hope this has been super useful for you. Again, we do the show for you. So hit us up on the website, vision-advertising.com. And do me a favor. If you're listening to this, you found this episode and the other one's really useful, go to the website, tell us what you think, but also tell us what your favorite movie is, because we keep on dropping like all these cool movies and all these stupid movie quotes and really lame humor. And I am here for all of it. But like, please weigh in and bring your humor to the party. We want to hear from you.
Yes. And be sure to leave us a review on whatever podcast service you listen or on YouTube. It really helps other people find the show. And our whole goal here is to be offering great knowledge for people for free.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, guys, for listening. We appreciate you, and we will talk to you soon. See you in the next episode. Bye.